Public safety is top of mind for neighbors in the metro. And in studio for the first time, Cleveland County Sheriff Chris Amison to answer some questions and also tell us a little bit more about himself. So Sheriff, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me, Kylie. It's great to be here.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great,
Perfect. So tell our viewers, for those who aren't familiar with you, tell us more about you.
Sure. I'm an Oklahoma boy, born and raised. I did my last 20 years at the Norman Police Department, and ran for sheriff. This is my third year as sheriff. I'm loving every minute of it. I love serving the people of Cleveland County and making a difference out there.
3 years as sheriff. Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
That first 100 days, I mean, how was it for you?
It was like drinking from a water hose or a fire hose. I'll tell you, it's a lot of new information, but I tell you what, I've got a lot of great people that work at the sheriff's office, and we really make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
So I'm proud to be their leader.
Awesome, I bet so. And talking about public safety, I do want to talk about the OU scare from back in April.
Right.
That was a situation, an OU alert went out
Sure.
saying there was a mass shooting on campus. It was not that case, but talk about that night. How did it go for your deputies?
Sure. It was a scary night, and thank God, it wasn't anything serious, but I was kind of like everyone else. I was sitting at home and got the alert on my phone, and that kind of caused me to jump into action and see. But luckily, some of my deputies were some of the first to arrive on scene, and I think when you look at the response that we had that night, we talk about the Oklahoma standard a lot in things, and I think that's exactly what you saw that night. You saw several law enforcement agencies coming together, working together as teams, and coming out to solve the problem. And I think that around the country, obviously this is a hot topic, but I think, if you want to say there's a practice run on something, that was the closest that you could get to reality and a response. And we learned a lot from that. We had a great response, but we were also able to get together afterwards and sit down and talk, and okay, so if this ever were to happen again, how can we do it better? So, it was a good thing in the end, I guess, if you want to say that, because we made something good out of it. We were able to see that we do have a good response, and we are going to handle these situations in a positive manner.
And talk about training now that you all had this scare back in
Sure.
April, but you all are learning from this situation, like you just said. Can you talk a little bit about maybe some new policies that have been enacted, or some policies that you all are just running through again, just to keep
Sure.
on your toes?
Sure. I think the biggest thing is communication between the agencies, and it's organized chaos in those events, and we really need to be able to communicate with each other and talk to each other. The other thing we just got approved for a grant at Cleveland County to get some active shooter kits, so that we are able to carry those in our car and breach doors, or have the protective equipment for our deputies when they're responding to those type of events.
I mean, how important are those kids?
Oh, absolutely. And that the SRO, or the School Resource Deputy or Officer Program, is something that I'm really passionate about. We've increased our SROs from, when I started, I think we had 6, and now we're up to 20.
Wow.
So my goal is to protect all the kids in Cleveland County, of course, but I would really like to see a law enforcement officer in every elementary school in my county.
I feel for parents who are listening right now to hear, you grew from 6 kids to 20 kids. That's good news to them. Can you talk about what comes in those kids?
Well, it's I don't want to get too far into it, but it's basically the equipment that we would need to respond to these situations, and to breach doors, or to keep our deputies safe, and also to save and rescue any victims, or it's a good thing to have, and it's even better to have in the cars ready to go.
And going back to OU, this was a false alarm. It actually was a swatting call.
Right.
I know right now your office is working alongside some other agencies and tracking down this suspect. Is there any updates to that?
No, it's still an active investigation, and we are still working towards identifying these investigations are hard, unfortunately, but we are working to try to find out who did it, and hold them responsible.
All right. And Sheriff, we are starting the summer. This is when a lot of people get on the roads. A lot of young people are out of school right now, and they're traveling around. This is what's called the 100 most deadliest days of driving, right?
Right.
So can you talk more about that, tell our viewers about that, and also what your sheriff's deputies right now are doing in terms of safety on I-35?
Sure. This is kind of hot topic for me because I've got my middle kid just got his permit, so
Oh, wow.
so we're learning how to drive, and I'm out there teaching him the rules of the road. But
He's got the best teacher.
Well, I hope. You know, I think the biggest thing is these days everyone seems to be in such a big hurry, and the speeds that we are seeing are just unsafe, and speed kills, and people need to slow down. They need to increase their following distance. You know, there's no reason to save those 2 or 3 minutes when you're putting your life and someone else's lives at risk. Slow down, get there safe, arrive on time, and just really be aware. But I think the biggest thing that I've seen are the cell phones. You know, we came out with the law that you can't text while you're driving, but we're still seeing it, and it's causing a lot of accidents. And if people would just put that cell phone away while they're driving, I think we would be far ahead in the accident area.
And quickly, I do want to talk about this. Your sheriff's deputies, you all jumped into action in April when it came to those tornadoes and severe weather that touched down in Cleveland County.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about how your office is doing and just rebounding and getting your neighbors all situated out there?
Sure. You know, weather's always going to be a factor here in Oklahoma. That's just the way it is. But we have also learned how to respond to these events, and one of the biggest ways is just be a resource for our county. You know, when it's happening, obviously we're in the life-saving mode, going out there and searching the houses and the shelters. But afterwards, we really want to support and be there to help them, you know, rebuild and keep their property safe while they're doing so. And that's what we do. And I'm very proud of the response that we had, and I only want to get better.
Right.
So.
All right. Sheriff, thank you so much for your time and
Thank you,
coming on
Kelly.
to talk about these
Sure.
important topics. Our viewers, we have a lot of viewers out there in Cleveland County. I'm sure they're watching right now, and so thankful to hear from you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly, for having me.
All right. Jonathan, over to you.